Construction Simulator 2022 puts you right in the driver's seat of heavy-duty machinery, making it one of the most realistic building sims out there. The game nails the feeling of operating massive cranes, excavators, bulldozers, and trucks, with over 80 different machines faithfully recreated from real-life brands like Caterpillar, Liebherr, and Volvo. The core loop is all about taking contracts, managing construction sites, and gradually expanding your company. And it's surprisingly addictive once you get into the rhythm. Strengths include the sheer scale of the projects, the realism of the machine controls, and the co-op multiplayer that lets you and a buddy manage entire job sites together, making teamwork essential. Driving physics and terrain interaction feel authentic, and there's a great sense of satisfaction in watching a huge building come together from the ground up. However, it's not perfect. The career mode pacing can feel slow, with repetitive missions dragging out progress, and the graphics, while solid, don't always feel cutting edge. The AI workers also tend to be clumsy, meaning you'll often have to do everything yourself instead of efficiently delegating. Still, for fans of realistic construction sims who love the grind of building from nothing, this is as close as it gets to the real thing without stepping into a hard hat and steel boots. Satisfactory 2024 is the dream game for anyone obsessed with construction, efficiency, and massive automated projects. At first glance, it's a factory builder in 3D, but the way it blends exploration with engineering makes it stand out as one of the most addictive construction simulators ever made. You start small, manually crafting components and laying down simple conveyor belts, but before long you're building sprawling mega factories with perfectly synchronized production lines, trains crisscrossing the world, and even vertical skyscrapers of machinery. The strength here is in the freedom. Every solution is up to you, and the creativity in layout design is endless. Combat against alien creatures gives exploration a bit of spice, while multiplayer adds insane possibilities when you and friends try to design the ultimate optimized system together. Performance has improved massively since early access, making even colossal builds run smoothly. However, the game isn't without flaws. Late-game balancing can feel grindy, and the sheer complexity can overwhelm newcomers who aren't used to systems-heavy gameplay. Some players also wish the survival elements had more depth beyond being minor obstacles. Still, if you love tinkering, problem-solving, and watching gigantic machines hum in perfect unison, Satisfactory is a construction simulator that will devour hundreds of hours before you even realize it. Factorio 2020 is the holy grail of construction and automation, a game so meticulously designed that it's become a legend among PC builders. On the surface, it's a 2D top-down factory game, but once you dive in, it transforms into a deep puzzle of logistics, efficiency, and defense. You begin stranded on an alien planet with nothing but your hands, slowly building simple mining drills and conveyor belts, but the challenge quickly escalates as you design sprawling automated production chains that need to feed into each other perfectly. The genius of Factorio lies in its scalability. What starts as a small patch of machines can expand into a world-spanning mega-factory with train systems, oil refineries, and even rocket launches. The combat against swarming alien biters adds pressure, forcing you to balance expansion with defense, and the modding community has made the replay value virtually endless. Its strengths are the insane depth, flawless optimization that handles thousands of machines without stutter, and the way every problem has multiple creative solutions. But be warned, the learning curve is steep, and the game's utilitarian graphics can feel dated compared to flashier titles. Despite that, Factorio remains one of the most addictive and brilliantly crafted construction sims ever made, a true test of efficiency and foresight that can easily steal hundreds of hours. Dyson Sphere Program 2021 takes construction simulation to a galactic scale, letting you build not just factories but entire planetary industries that feed into a colossal Dyson sphere harnessing the power of a star. It's a jaw-dropping concept executed with impressive depth, blending the addictive loop of factory automation with a sense of cosmic exploration. You'll start by setting up simple mining operations and conveyor belts on a single planet. Before long, you're building interplanetary logistics networks, spaceports, and supply chains that span across entire star systems. The biggest strength here is the scope. There's nothing else quite like zooming out from a tiny mining rig to an entire solar system of interconnected industries. The optimization challenge is thrilling, as balancing energy, production, and logistics feels like solving a living puzzle. Performance is also surprisingly smooth considering the scale, and the visuals make the whole process feel epic. On the downside, the game is still in development with some systems lacking polish, and the absence of real threats or combat can make late-game progression feel more like a sandbox than a struggle. Some players also find resource balancing overwhelming once multiple planets are involved. But if you want a construction simulator that makes you feel like the ultimate cosmic engineer, Dyson Sphere program delivers one of the most ambitious and satisfying building experiences on PC. Workers and Resources. Soviet Republic 2019-2024 is a unique construction simulator that blends city building with hardcore economic and industrial management, giving you control over every aspect of running a Soviet-era republic. Unlike most city builders where money is the only concern, here you're dealing with raw resources, supply chains, transportation networks, and the actual movement of workers to keep your industries alive. The construction aspect is deep. You're not just placing buildings, you're planning the logistics of how materials are delivered, how factories feed each other, and how your roads, railways, and power grids tie it all together. The strengths are clear: unparalleled realism and economic simulation, a true sense of building a functioning industrial state, and a rewarding challenge for players who enjoy complex planning. The visual detail and flexibility in designing cities and infrastructure add a great sandbox feel. However, the game is notoriously unforgiving. Mistakes in logistics can cripple entire systems, and the learning curve is brutal for newcomers who aren't prepared for its complexity. Performance can also dip in massive cities, and the UI feels clunky compared to more modern titles. Still, for players who want a construction simulator that doesn't hold your hand and makes every success feel earned, Workers and Resources. Soviet Republic is one of the deepest and most satisfying building sims available today. Timberborn 2021 EA takes the construction sim genre in a creative direction by putting you in charge of industrious beaver civilizations instead of humans. And it works surprisingly well. At its core, it's a city builder with survival mechanics, but what makes it stand out is the focus on water management and vertical construction. You're constantly battling drought cycles that force you to store water, redirect rivers with dams, and carefully ration resources to keep your beaver society alive. Building multi-level structures feels fresh compared to flat city builders, and the adorable yet efficient beavers add charm to the grind. Strengths include the unique gameplay loop centered on environmental survival, the freedom of modular construction that allows for creative stacking and layering of buildings, and the replay value that comes from experimenting with different beaver factions and strategies. On the flip side, the game is still in early access, so some systems lack polish, and content updates can feel slow compared to the community's demand for more features. Balancing can also feel uneven, with certain droughts wiping out entire colonies if you're not extremely prepared. Despite those rough edges, Timberborn is one of the most refreshing and innovative construction sims in years, offering both the cuteness of its setting and the depth of a serious survival builder challenge. Planet Coaster 2016, Planet Coaster 2 2024 are the gold standard of theme park construction, putting you in complete control of designing, managing, and riding your dream amusement park. The original game set the bar high with its powerful creation tools, letting players craft custom roller coasters piece by piece, sculpt terrain, and decorate parks with near-infinite detail. The strengths are obvious: unrivaled freedom in coaster building, a vibrant art style that makes every park feel alive, and a huge community that shares creations, meaning you'll never run out of inspiration. Management elements add depth as you balance guest happiness, finances, and staff efficiency, though they're often considered secondary to the pure creative sandbox. With Planet Coaster 2, the formula is expanded with upgraded graphics, deeper simulation of guest behavior, and even more advanced coaster physics, making rides look and feel more realistic. However, both games share some drawbacks. Large parks can cause performance issues, especially on low-end PCs, and the micromanagement side isn't as fleshed out as hardcore tycoon fans might want. Still, the sheer creativity and fun of building insane roller coasters and then riding them in first person makes this series a must-play for anyone who loves construction games. If you're after freedom, creativity, and pure fun, Planet Coaster and its sequel are unmatched in the genre. House Flipper, 2018, House Flipper 2, 2023-25, take construction in a more personal direction, focusing on renovating, repairing, and designing homes rather than building massive factories or cities. The original game became a surprise hit thanks to its simple yet satisfying gameplay loop. You buy rundown houses, clean up the mess, knock down walls, install fixtures, and decorate rooms until the place feels brand new. Then flip it for a profit. The strengths are the hands-on approach to construction, the relaxing atmosphere, and the freedom to unleash creativity in interior design. It's one of those games where painting a wall or laying tiles feels oddly therapeutic. House Flipper 2 expands on the formula with improved graphics, more tools, and a better physics system that makes construction tasks more immersive, while also introducing a full story mode for those who want structure alongside the sandbox freedom. Of course, the series isn't perfect. Repetitive tasks can wear thin after long sessions, and the economy side of flipping never feels as deep as it could be. Some players also find the controls clunky when dealing with fine placement. Still, whether you're a casual player looking for cozy construction gameplay, or someone who loves experimenting with design ideas, House Flipper and its sequel deliver one of the most satisfying renovation experiences on PC. Polybridge 3, 2023, is the ultimate test of engineering creativity, turning construction into a puzzle game where your task is to design bridges that actually work under pressure. The core idea is deceptively simple. Build a bridge to get vehicles from one side to the other, but the physics system makes it endlessly challenging. Strengths include the deep variety of levels that push you to think outside the box, the highly satisfying aha moments when your crazy contraption somehow holds together, and the sandbox mode where you can experiment without limits. The budget system adds tension, forcing you to balance structural integrity with cost efficiency. And the community workshop ensures a constant stream of wild custom challenges. On top of that, the replay value is massive, since every bridge can be solved in multiple ways, from hyper-efficient minimalist designs to hilariously overbuilt monstrosities. However, the game can be frustrating at times as trial and error becomes the main way to progress, and the difficulty spikes are steep, punishing players who aren't comfortable with physics-based problem solving. Some might also wish for more visual variety since the art style is functional but basic. Despite these small drawbacks, Polybridge 3 is one of the most clever and addictive construction sims, perfect for players who love solving problems with creativity and precision engineering. Cities Skylines 2023 is the next evolution of modern city building, giving players an incredible level of control over urban planning and construction. At its best, it delivers the ultimate sandbox for designing realistic cities, with expanded road-building tools, deeper zoning mechanics, and advanced systems for traffic, utilities, and citizen behavior. The strengths are clear: massive map sizes that allow truly sprawling metropolises, gorgeous visuals that make cities feel alive, and the freedom to construct everything from quiet suburban neighborhoods to dense industrial districts. The construction tools are intuitive yet powerful, letting you sculpt highways, lay out custom intersections, and manage infrastructure with precision. However, the game has been plagued with performance issues since launch, making even powerful PCs struggle when cities grow large. Balancing is another weak spot, with certain systems like traffic and economy feeling inconsistent or poorly tuned. Mods will likely fix much of this over time, just like the first game, but at the moment it doesn't always reach its full potential. Despite its flaws, Skylines II remains one of the most ambitious and rewarding construction simulators, offering unmatched creative freedom for players who dream of designing and managing the city of their dreams.